Swept by the winds of the Arafura, the Timor and the Coral Seas, the tiny purling ports of Australia's far north are scattered along 3,000 miles of lonely tropical coastline. In early March, the lugger fleets, manned by their crews of Malays, Kopangers, Aborigines, Chinese and an occasional European, speed out to start the year's fishing. Two days under sail, and the boats from Broome lie at anchor in the lee of the Lacepede Islands. In the first light of the third dawn, work begins on board. Adam Smith, first diver on lugger B6, is hauling on his diving suit. It's cold below the surface of the water, and Adam is already dressed in flannel underwear, 3 pairs of socks and 2 or 3 sweaters. Once he gets into the suit in the morning, Adam will stay in it until sundown. He will spend 3 parts of his working day underwater. In the Broome fleets, 2 divers work on each boat, one from either side of the lugger. Each diver has his own tender, who dresses him and handles the lifeline when the diver is below. Adam's second diver is dressed early, but he won't go over the side until Adam is ready. The first diver is master of his vessel, one of the aristocrats of the fleet. The helmet is dunked in the sea to prevent condensation from the diver's breath. When it goes on, there is 4 fathoms pressure piping into it from the compressor. Four fathoms pressure gives Adam 10 pounds of air, enough to breathe freely, but not enough to prevent him sinking quickly to the bottom. When the face glass goes in, the diver is on his own. Cut off from the things around him, he is about to enter a grotesque and inhuman world. The first and second divers work as a team all the time. Going down together, they meet on the ocean floor and keep close to each other right through the drift. When he reaches the bottom, the diver signals the tender with a shake on the line. The tender's hands never relax. They hold the diver's only communication with the outside world as he works in the darkness below, on the alert for attacks from whales and gropers, for coral formations that can cut his line to pieces. On lugger B5, Ali bin Rahman, the head diver, is training a new second man. While the divers are down, the crewmen are getting the deck ready for the shell cleaning, the chipping block, the tomahawk, the bucket of water and sacking to protect the deck. A quick jerk on the line, the end of the drift, diver coming up. The diver comes up slowly, in stages. to avoid the risk of the dreaded diver's paralysis. Still working as a team, the divers come up together and surface on either side of the lugger. On board, the divers move about as little as possible. On the run back for the next dip, they relax in the warmth of the deck and drink hot coffee to force the freezing chill out of their bones. The spell on deck lasts only 10 or 15 minutes, just long enough for a cigarette and a drink before going down again. When the mother of pearl shell comes on board, it is covered with sponge and seagrass and tiny coral formations. The shell openers run their knives or fingers under every oyster, always hoping for the feel of a pearl. So it is captured from the sea. Pearl shell for the buttons on evening shirts, the knife handles on dinner tables, for the dials of compasses, watches and delicate instruments, for jewellery and ornaments. When the Broome fleets have been at sea for 2 weeks, a supply boat comes out from the base to take off their shell and leave fresh rations. Back at Broome, the shell is unloaded from the supply boat into dinghies. And then up the beach to the packing sheds, to the sorters and graders and packers who send it overseas. Most of the shell will go to America, a valuable dollar earner for Australia. Any pearls that are found come ashore in the small pearl boxes that are issued to each lugger. These boxes are turned over to the lugger owners. All pearls are the property of the company that owns the boat that fishes the shell. The box is designed so that once a pearl goes through the trap in the top, nobody can get it out again except the lugger owner. Very few pearls are taken in Australian waters today, as the beds are being fished mainly for shell. But those pearls that are won find a ready market in Australia and overseas. And so, from March to December, the work goes on. 6 days of the week, from daylight to dark. For 9 months of the year, with the peaceful tides of autumn, winter and spring, the tiny luggers and the men who man them work on and fish the shell.